Hey friends, Mark Holmes here. My buddy Joe Boo, he's on the other side. I'm actually here in Jacksonville, and we're doing a photo shoot with a player from Jacksonville for the Super Bowl experience that United Way is going to be having at the Super Bowl experience. That's going to be a whole virtual reality character playbook thing that's going to be really, really cool. And they're capturing different NFL players that'll be on there. Last week we drove up to Flowery Park, New Jersey, to go ahead and get to Mario Davis. We're here in Jacksonville, and I'll surprise you with who I have here later on with it. But news about our Cowboys. Here it is. We literally are on day number 2 of the offseason, and there is no real offseason with the Dallas Cowboys. And there's all kinds of speculation that it looks like the coordinators are going to be staying, but more than likely it's going to be positions coaches that are going to be the sacrificial lambs. Dak Prescott went through and basically said he loves Scott Linehan. It's on them that messed up, and that's why we had the problems with the team that we had. Well, be that as it may, Jerry Jones, looks at it and says we're pretty close. We have a winning record. We're 9-7. A little tweak here, a little tweak there, we'll be fine. Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see on that. And truth be told, if Tyron Smith hadn't got hurt, if Sean Lee hadn't got hurt, Dak Prescott literally, with Tyron Smith, had a 97 rating. Without Tyron Smith in there, I think it was in the 60s. We all know what our defense did with Sean Lee in there, who is, I believe, third in tackles over the last 4 years in the NFL, which is pretty amazing. So from that standpoint, when you look at some of the players that we lost, Zeke Elliott for 6 games, if you don't think that hurt, well, you're an idiot. So we had, as Stephen A. Smith would say, whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and it did this year. We couldn't get holding calls on the other teams. But we did have some bright spots. We had DeMarcus Lawrence, who wants to stay in Dallas, and hopefully they can get it set up and they can stay. You had, Zeke Elliott still healthy, and still, over the last 2 years, it's still the number 1 rusher in the NFL over 2 seasons, knowing he missed 6 games. You got that guy coming back. We have a good core of people, so that's what Jerry Jones' mentality is. Now, here's the fly in the ointment. Stephen Jones is not committed on Dez Bryant. Basically, he said we'll have to evaluate that, as in, that's not saying, yeah, we're going to have Dez back. No, he's saying we're going to evaluate it, which is kind of a way of kicking it down the road and letting you know that they're going to be looking at this long and hard. And bottom line is, Dez Bryant's contract next year is $16.5 million. If he becomes a, sorry, I got to be quiet. They're getting set up. If he becomes a June 1st cut, we say basically about $8.5 million. You still have $8 million that's a cap hit, but you start getting away from that. It's money that this team's going to need to re-sign Zach Martin, to re-sign DeMarcus Lawrence, and find some valuable backups for this team. So Dez Bryant may have played his last game in Dallas. He wants to be back, but he also doesn't want a pay cut. Those two things won't go together. So I'm going to be here. We got a couple hours here before our player will get here, and we'll be bringing you some footage of that stuff later on. Although it's going to be tight getting to the airport, so I might not get it out till tomorrow. But we'll see. So anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching the Joe Boo Sports Report. I'm Mark Holmes, and we're here in Jacksonville. And surprise, it's cold as shit here. Ooh. See you soon.